everyone, welcome back to Poppin In with Alexa and Molly. I'm Alexa.
I'm Molly.
And today we're bringing two forces together, much divided but now combined, similar to the big merger you've been hearing about in the news that we're going to cover of Netflix and HBO.
That was smooth.
Thank you. It was really straight off the dome.
I loved it.
But before we get into that, what are you popping with this week, Molly?
Okay, so obviously it's been very snowy here.
Yeah.
We've had some snow. And what goes with snow? What goes with a good snow day? A creative ad agency.
Specifically in New York?
Yeah, not the one I work in.
You're like, not my
Specifically in
actual
Manhattan.
job, yeah.
Mad Men is on HBO. Womp womp. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Mad Men is on HBO now, which, okay, can I just say, I thought I would never watch the show again because once it came off, it was on Netflix. Like, real ones remember when it was on Netflix a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's when I first watched it and binged it when I was like in high school. And then I was like, oh, I would love to watch Mad Men again because it's like relevant to my job now. I can actually relate to it. You got me a nice little Peggy Funko Pop matching with you.
There we go.
And I was like, I'd love to watch this again, but it's only on AMC. And I'm sorry, I refuse to get AMC Plus.
Yeah, and that's where the new Robin Hood's at. And we won't be watching it because it's on AMC Plus.
I know. And there's so many great shows that came from AMC, but I'm like, but that's it. Like, it's not like they have other things. You know what I mean?
It actually is strange to me when I think that Mad Men came from AMC because it's like such prestige television.
But Breaking Bad is prestige television. Better
True.
Call Saul is prestige.
But I feel like that came later. Like, I feel like Mad Men is lumped in with like Sopranos, The Wire.
Mad Men came out a year before Breaking Bad.
Really? It feels so much earlier.
I know. And when you watch it, it's like a little crunchy.
Yeah.
It looks older than it is because Mad Men came out in 2007 and then Breaking Bad came out in 2008. I don't know why I have these years in my head. Also, shout out to me one time we were playing trivia and I knew that Better Call Saul came out in 2015. That was one of the questions. And everyone was like, but, you know, I was kind of scared of being wrong. And then I got yelled at when we got it wrong because I didn't speak up loud enough. And I was like,
we know who did it, Chris.
It was two people, actually. But it was like actually a traumatizing moment for
You
me.
have ESP when it comes to trivia. Like, it'll be an answer that you're like,
Don't
have
know,
no idea. And you'll just like, I think it's C. And it always ends up being C.
That one wasn't ESP. I just knew when Better Call Saul came
I know. I'm just saying in general.
I know. But anyway, back to
Mad Men.
So I've been rewatching the shit out of Mad Men. Like, really just like rewatching it so hard. Like, I don't
That's
know.
probably what we're going to watch when we go downstairs. I made a little chicken pot pie on this snowy evening.
So I'm already in season 2. So that's what I'm popping in about. Like, I just love rewatching it. I feel like we were saying, like, it's so fun to be like, hear them talk about like accounts and creative. And
I think about it like every day. It actually made me decide to like accept a job offer. I was like in the middle of watching it and I was like, you know what? Let me do this.
Yeah. And also, like, Peggy becomes copywriter so early on in the show. Junior copywriter.
Junior copywriter.
Forgot. Well, no, like, she was the secretary, and then they make her junior copywriter literally in the first season. I don't remember that.
Oh, that is crazy.
Yeah.
So I remembered, we were talking about this before. I remembered what I'm popping in with this week. You know what? I used to be a Kristen Stewart hater. I used to think she was not great at acting.
Well, that's on you.
And you know what? I'm popping with her this week. I'm really vibing with her. I watched Spencer finally.
Oh, really?
Which I thought she did a really good job.
I never saw it.
I thought she did a good job in portraying Princess Diana. I think the writing and like the way that Princess Diana is portrayed is a little bit questionable to me. But I think like her mannerisms and everything, like she really crushed it. Yeah. And I've been like watching like interviews with her and I'm like, you know what? I think she actually does have like a lot of talent. I think she is a very chill person. And I think maybe just when she was younger, she was just like an awkward teen.
But she wasn't even, I actually thought, well, she was awkward, but I always thought, you know, she really gave personality to a character that did not have personality. And I think I'm saying that. I really do think she, as much as she got like, you know, a lot of, you know, shit on for how she played Bella, I was like, she actually played her pretty well, I think, for who the character was. The character is less interesting than how she portrayed her, so.
I still don't think she's a great Bella, but I don't think any of her roles, like, prior to being an adult, except for there's this one movie where she's like 15 and she's a professional climber. And also the one Panic Room I did like. But besides that, any role where they try to keep casting her as like this manic pixie dream girl type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And in all those roles, I did not enjoy her. And I'm like, I think it's because she probably was uncomfortable with the role. Now that she's like an adult and she seems like more comfortable in herself and probably the roles that she's taking, I'm like, okay, I can see the talent. I can see it's like really coming out.
But I think like once I realized like that because I had like heard that like Bella was written sort of as like a character that just like the reader could just put themselves into. She's almost like a faceless character, and I think like, so that, what are you gonna do with that? Who else could play that? You know what I mean? So I almost feel like Kristen Stewart added, again, I love the Twilight movies. I'm not saying they're perfect. I know, like, I'm really not saying that. I'm mostly joking, but I do, like, genuinely love these movies. But I think, like, she genuinely added some real, I won't say depth, but she added personality to the character.
Yeah. I remember when the Vampire Diaries came out, and I was like, a pale Nina Dobrev would have been, I think, a really good Bella.
I never thought Nina Dobrev was, like, particularly good.
I think she was good for her role, but she's also so beautiful. So sometimes
that's what I think you're looking at. Yeah. I think
Vervain. That's what she always does.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, you know what's funny though? I never actually watched Spencer, even though I'm like, she's an amazing actor and she needs more like.
You should watch it. I think you would. I'd be curious your take. Like, it's a good little like Sunday movie. I think it's engaging.
Princess Di is a hard character for me to watch. Because I remember when I watched The Crown. First of all, The Crown is one of the most depressing pieces of media, and I don't know what it is about that show. Yeah. Because there are other shows that are so much more depressing, but for some reason that show just really brings me down, and the way Emma Corrin played Princess Diana was just so, like, it just made me so sad, and I think it would be really hard.
It'll make you sadder.
Yeah, and, like, there's,
if you
like,
thought that was sad.
I know, so I think, like, that's one of those movies where I'm like, yes, Kristen Stewart, I'm not gonna watch, but, like, yeah, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, you go, boo-boo. But anyways, so that's what I was popping in with this week, I realized. But, you know, there's been some news happening that kind of is, like, shaking up our world outside of, like, the actual important news of all the, like, war, crime, and oppression. You know what I mean?
Well,
in the world of pop culture.
Here's the thing. What we're going to talk about is, like, it will, if it happens, I mean, it's going to be detrimental and like a drastic change in Hollywood and film.
Yeah, I was listening to The Town, and this guy said he was telling his like film like class about it, like it was like future filmmakers, and he still was like the way they all just kind of like went dead silent. Yeah, because they were just like so upset over it.
And we're talking about the Netflix HBO merger. Yeah. And you can kind of fill in where like you want. I just had like, I was kind of doing some research, and by the way, while I was doing some research on this, like I felt like I was watching Succession. Yeah. And I felt like, it's funny because Succession really taught me a lot about business, I guess, because as I was reading, I was like, I know what a hostile takeover is. Yeah. Or a hostile bid.
I was listening to something, they were talking about like the different families who own the different like bidding wars, and I was like, oh, okay.
Like Ellis, yeah. But yeah, so basically Netflix has acquired Warner Brothers Studio and the streaming business for $72 billion.
Just a cool $72 billion.
And now though, basically the like what's happening now really is that Netflix and Paramount are battling for Warner Brothers. So Paramount launched a hostile bid for $108.4 billion. Just a cool $108.4 billion. For Warner Brothers Discover, and that, you know, to challenge Netflix's bid. And so I just kind of wanted to give a little background on that, just to, you know, speed everyone up, because it was a little I mean, I feel like
it is confusing.
It is confusing a little bit, but basically a few years back, AT&T sold Warner Media, which included the old Warner Brothers, to Discovery. So that created Warner Brothers Discovery. That's what I call that. And so part of that 2022 deal, Discovery, which is now Warner Brothers Discovery, they took on like substantial debt associated with Warner Media, which came from like cable TV declining, blah, blah, blah. And they've since struggled to reduce the debt since the merger. So they've explored kind of different restructuring options, and that's include like separating or selling off its cable networks. And so you may have heard that like Skydance merged with Paramount earlier this year, and that formed Paramount Skydance. They've now launched a hostile bid for $108.4 billion for Warner Brothers to acquire the entire Warner Brothers Discovery. So that includes CNN, HBO, the W Film Studio, and like cable networks.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but at the same time, Netflix is bidding for not the whole company, but specifically for Warner Brothers like streaming assets like HBO and then major TV and film franchises.
Yeah, because that was a huge thing. Like, Netflix has always said they didn't really want to acquire anything that had to do with cable. They don't want any cable stream, like, or cable whatever. And this deal is kind of perfect for them because they're getting all of these like rights and streaming things, and they don't have to take on any of the cable stuff that comes with it.
Exactly. And so Warner Brothers Discovery Board initially seemed like they supported Netflix's deal, but now that like Paramount is involved, it's kind of complicated the situation a little bit. And so the problem is the FTC and the DOJ typically scrutinize major media, consolidation. So both Skydance and Netflix could face like significant scrutiny under antitrust laws. And so, but that's especially concerning, like controlling the news. So, CNN. And so, but basically, like all in all with this, I thought this was interesting. Some analysts kind of believe that Netflix may have like submitted its bid, knowing regulatory approval was like going to be difficult and would drag on and like cause the whole thing to, just keep dragging, and that would potentially result in no sale at all.
Yeah, like they made a bid so no one else could take it.
And all companies remaining independent would basically be the best outcome.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, whatever happens, like if any of them win the bid, things, like I was saying, things in Hollywood and film are going to change drastically and not for good.
Yeah. And I think like what's scary about it is, I mean, it's the whole monopoly thing that you learn in like economics in school. Like if they acquire HBO, then Netflix's prices are going to go up because they're going to be like, well, now we have the whole HBO catalog or whatever. But then there's not going to be the competition to bring the prices down. I mean, you guys know, like, I don't know.
That's where the antitrust laws
come
in. But, and also the thing is, if Skydance, if it ends up, Skydance wins the bid, that's now combining CBS and CNN under the same roof. And so there's just like, there's a lot of, there's like a lot of political, issues with that's, happening here. And I do think ultimately, like, I had heard that they were taking Netflix's bid more seriously.
Yeah. I don't know why though.
Probably because of just them wanting just the streaming services and not.
Yeah. And someone had an interesting theory that like if HBO sold to Netflix versus like Skydance, the family that owns Skydance is more like in Trump's pocket and is more like Republican leaning. Yeah. And like people in Hollywood might not be as like pleased to like participate in that type of company. And it's also scary because when two companies merge, I mean, you're not going to have two creative departments. You're not going to have two executive whatevers. So then, like, you're going to get rid of, obviously, like, a certain amount of people. So not only are people going to lose their jobs, but then you're, like, streamlining the content. And I would say Netflix's content versus HBO's content is very different, even though, like, there are certain things that, like, their original content that they make.
I would just say, all in all, like, HBO is just more prestige elite content,
and like HBO isn't pumping out content like Netflix, but then they get like Game of Thrones, like Succession or whatever, whereas Netflix is like putting out a new show or a new movie that's like a huge deal or whatever. But I think that Netflix is really trying to like up their game with that, because I mean they came out with Train Dreams earlier. I
haven't watched that yet. Have you?
No, but I've heard great things, and people were predicting like
it was nominated for a bunch of Golden Globes.
Which
we'll get into, but
and I plan to watch it. Like it looks really good.
It does.
And then the one about the nuclear war, what is that one called?
Oh, I know. With Idris Elba.
Yeah. Everyone it says that one's phenomenal. Chris and I plan on watching it, but that was also like another one where they're like Netflix is trying to get like these Oscar noms and bids. And then like even with
Frankenstein too.
Yeah, Frankenstein.
They don't put out I think a lot of their original content is good, but not all of it. Like they have a lot of, let's be honest, trash.
Yeah.
But I was telling you, like I feel like I've heard like a theory that I don't know if this is true. I've heard a couple theories, but that they are told to write basically badly, not put a lot of like work into their writing, so people can just have Netflix on in the background and just like do like multitask.
Emily in Paris.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think that
but
is
I think
interesting.
With this HBO merger, like I've just noticed they've been trying, like we're going to talk about this movie Nouvelle Vague later, and it's like it was huge at Cannes, like I was expecting it to come out, and I was like really surprised it came onto Netflix. I was expecting it to be on HBO, maybe Apple TV, like something like that, and I was like, Netflix picked up this interpretation French film remake thing. I was like, this is a shock. I mean, whatever, but so I think they're almost like I think this has been like a long time coming in. They like, you know, they didn't just throw down a few $1 billion without thinking it through.
Well, go ahead.
But I think maybe they've also been trying to like up their prestige character along the way, so when they do acquire HBO, maybe it feels more like it makes sense story-wise.
I haven't noticed like a huge difference in terms of that. Like I feel like it's the same as it's always been, because like things have come to Netflix in the, you know, but I think like overwhelmingly I think HBO just has more prestige content in general. But I think I was going to say, to your thing about less jobs, it's interesting because what's his face from Netflix said, like, no one's going to lose their jobs. It's just going to create more jobs. And I'm not sure how that's
literally true. When has a company merged and that ever happened? You know, like I've never seen it happen. I mean, I'm not a business insider, but also financially, why would that make sense? Yeah. Again, I don't run a $1 billion business, but like, it just seems, and also, you know what I was saying about this earlier. Currently, one of my biggest gripes with Netflix is they changed their whole platform, like the way you're like looking up things. So that way, if I'm going down the different like categories, the different genres, I'm 15 down looking for something, and then I decide, oh, actually I want to go to see what my list is. I have to go back up all 15 rows to get back to that top row to look at, like, to search anything, to get to the home. Whereas before you could just click. And that pisses me off. And it's things like that where I'm like, okay, you need to have multiple streamers. So that way you can be like, actually, HBO does this better. Or like the whole competition thing.
Can I tell you what pisses me off is that on Netflix, like, okay, the continue watching and your list moves a lot. And they're often like continue watching and your list is often right under each other. And that pisses me off because it's like a lot of the times it's the same things. Like, so it's confusing which one is which, but whatever, that doesn't matter. But it annoys me how it's laid out, that it's like you can't tell which one, like where it is going to be day to day. Like it always moves.
What did I text you the other day that I was like,
I guess every streamer is like that though. That might not just be specific to Netflix.
I texted you, I was like, it's also crazy because Netflix just showed me a trailer for that documentary that's about like the rooms of girls who died in school shootings. And then the next one was literally Meghan Markle tying up a wine bottle for a Christmas present.
Yeah, her Christmas thing is out.
Yeah, and I was just like, what?
Are you gonna review that?
No, I didn't finish the first season. Like I didn't finish the second episode. I was so bored. I couldn't do it. Or did you mean the school shooting documentary?
No, I meant Meghan Markle.
Okay, to be clear, I also was talking about Meghan Markle. I was
it was so boring.
Yeah, I just couldn't get through it.
Apparently her Christmas one is just as,
and that's like second screen content. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so I love having different streamers, and like sometimes you can see, like, for example, when I watched that show earlier this year with Brittany Snow,
Hunting
Wives, and I kind of was like, this is strange that it's on Netflix, and then I realized it was originally adapted for Starz, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. Like, I feel like all these streamers, like, they have their distinct lanes and personalities, and they can like kind of go in and out of that or whatever, but I like that it's like, if I want to watch a classic film, the first app I pull up is HBO. If I want to watch something, like, if I want to be like, let me see what 72 new options I have today, I pull up Netflix.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if there's something specific I am watching on Netflix, that's the only time I pull Netflix up, because HBO, you're right, like that's the streamer that I pull up to scroll. Like if Matthew and I are wanting to watch a movie, we immediately pull up HBO.
Right. Yeah, and you know what made me laugh is I was like telling my dad the other day, I was like, oh, we could get like a you a Netflix account or whatever. And he was like, oh, there's never anything new on that thing. I said, on Netflix?
On Netflix?
There's something new right now. And now.
Maybe not for him, it's but like, you know, believe me, there's something new every... Although, do you ever think about how do they keep... This is, like, stupid, but how do they fit that many things on a streamer?
I don't know. It's crazy. It's like, I mean, it's probably killing the environment wherever they're keeping the warehouse.
I know.
And it's also like... How do you plan, like, how much money and how much planning for that content is, like, going on? Like, sometimes I'll just, like, see a show. Today I looked up this show that was on there. It was a Netflix original. I looked up on Rotten Tomatoes. It had 3 reviews. And I was like, it's been out for, like, a week or two. I was like, okay, this is just, like, something random. I was like,
yeah.
There's just so much random stuff. And we're, like, thinking really about, like, English Netflix. But they have so many, like, Korean shows now. And, like, I mean, obviously, like, there's, like, they've just expanded universally, obviously. And it's just like, wow, it's crazy.
I know.
I can't really wrap my head around it.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But that's our take on it. I mean, it's gonna be bad no matter what, but I do think it's interesting. I wonder if just Netflix did just do that.
What's going on with HBO that they are, like, selling every few years?
So it confuses me because I'm like, I guess they are in massive debt, but I'm like, why?
It's all that Game of Thrones CGI. Really put them in the hole.
But when they make, I mean, I think about just, like, the shows that are on there right now. I'm like, y'all aren't making money from The White Lotus alone?
I don't know. Like, streaming is so
or
strange.
Harry Potter. Y'all have Harry Potter.
But also Netflix has this problem where, like, because they don't have ads and stuff, like, it was a huge thing last year where it was like they basically never make any money, but apparently they make enough to put, like, I don't understand how business works sometimes.
Well, Netflix also, they're so stingy with the sharing accounts.
Yes.
Like, they have one of the funniest memes that came out of this was somebody posted, like, if you go to a movie theater to watch, like, Dune 3 or whatever, and the screen says, this screen is not, or, like, this device is not part of your Netflix household.
I love that.
And that really made me laugh. Because the thing is, it really is gonna, I mean, yeah, what's gonna happen with, I don't know, what's gonna happen with the big movies coming to the movie theaters?
I know. Well, have you noticed that Netflix has been doing a lot of, like, the first release of the movie is in, like, select theaters? Yes. They did that with Frankenstein. They did that with something else that came out
Knives
too.
Out.
Yeah.
But Ted whatever from Netflix, what's his name? Ted, like, the Netflix
Oh yeah.
CEO.
I know who you're talking about.
He was like, he is always big about, like, streamers is the future, like, people don't really care to go to the movies, and it's crazy. Everybody was pointing out, like, Barbenheimer just would not have happened if it weren't for cinema. Like, people dressing up and going to the movies is not the same as sitting on your couch and watching a movie. Like, it's just not. I think there's times where I do appreciate streaming. Like, I do. But I also, like, I would have gone to the movies to see Frankenstein, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Or, like, it pisses me off that we have to go all the way to Hampton to see Hamnet. I'm like, why is Focus Features? Like, not putting this... Anyways.
But really, I question, like, our movie theaters, because, like, why does it show up? If we're seeing previews for it at our movie theater,
right,
why aren't they showing that movie there? Like, I don't understand how they pick and choose which theater it goes to.
I think it has something to do with, like... I think, okay, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I would predict. I think movies pay for their trailer to be in other movies, like you would any advertisement. But then when movie theaters are, like, as you saw in the studio, like the CinemaCon thing, they go and they select which, like, movies that they want to show. So if you're seeing it at a Regal, I don't think that necessarily means that, like, Regal is going to show it. And it also depends on, like, if your Regal only has 12 theaters and they're showing Wicked in 3 of them, well, then there's just no room for Hamnet. But the Regal in Hampton might have 17 theaters or something, so we can pop it in there, you know? And I think, like, I would say what's interesting, though, is I feel like movie theater going is, like, having a resurgence.
Yeah, definitely.
However,
especially with, like, the AMC A-lister thing. That's very big with the kids.
I would love an AMC here.
I know, but I also love our movie tavern.
I know,
Shout out Marcus
Tavern.
Theaters. We love Movie Tavern.
Yeah, sponsor us, as always. I did see this one theater. I forget where it was, but basically it's like, you know how, like, some theaters, like, now we have, like, the recliners, which is great. Yeah. Love that. But this one was, like, literally a almost like a bed that you like lay in and can recline. It's like you and another
I've seen
person.
those.
I was like, one, people are gonna be fucking.
Yeah.
As someone who worked in a movie theater and had to stop people from like doing stuff,
Fornicating?
yeah, like if you give them a bed,
Yeah.
then yes. And two, at that point, I'm like, well, then I would just watch.
I
this
would
at
just
home.
be at home, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a lot to...
And I don't want to lay on a public bed.
I might fall asleep, too.
Yeah. Like, I'm fine with a public lounge chair for some reason, but a public bed, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh.
that's too intimate.
Yeah.
It's too many...
I'm like,
Too many...
what am I, in college
backs
again?
have been on
Yeah.
that.
Too many asses on those.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So it's interesting. I think it's just going to get caught in, like, the red tape legal roundabout for a while. But the merger.
I know. I was just thinking, for some reason, I was thinking, I'm like, what did I just go see this weekend? Because I saw a movie this weekend at Movie Tavern.
What did you see?
I saw...
Without me.
We wouldn't have wanted to see it because as of last episode, we know that you don't like musicals. But my mom and I went to see Merrily We Roll Along, the like taped version of the Broadway play.
Yeah, that's right.
Had Daniel Radcliffe and Jonathan Groff, and it was so good. But I really was appreciative that like it was like I expected it to be like an empty theater, but it was a lot of people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a $17 ticket, which was crazy.
And I have noticed a resurgence of like with the Pride and Prejudice anniversary being in theaters. They're doing it for I think Sense and Sensibility. They're doing it. They did
Elf.
it for Elf. Yeah, they did it for. They do like a Studio Ghibli, whatever.
Yeah.
And you think like, oh, there's not going to be a lot of people. Like when we went to see Titanic. One, if you haven't seen Titanic in a theater,
I will only watch it in a theater.
That was like literally all of us have seen it so many times. So when that ship was going down, we were like grabbing each other.
Yeah, it's so much more magical in a theater.
And obviously we didn't get to see it the first go around. I mean, you weren't even born, were you?
What year did it come out?
Oh, 1997.
I was a year old.
I was 2. So, I wasn't... I tried. I tried my best.
You did try to go see it. When was the first movie that you saw?
In
that
theaters?
Was a weirdly worded question. Yeah.
It was this movie called See Spot Run with David Arquette. It was for my sister's birthday party.
How old were you?
I was probably like 8 or 9.
That was how old you were the first time you went to a movie?
Maybe younger. Maybe 7. I'd have to look what year it came out.
Whoa.
I can probably look that up. How old were you? What did you go see?
I don't know how old I was, but I saw the Tigger movie.
Aw.
I think
what a
so.
wonderful
I must
thing.
Have been.
How does it go?
Wonderful thing about Tiggers.
Yeah.
Tigger's a wonderful thing. 2001. So you would have been.
Okay,
6.
so I would
You
have
were
been
like
6. Yeah.
So look
Wow.
up the Tigger movie, please. I wonder how old
How do
I
you
was.
spell? Is it Tigg?
Tigg.
Tigger movie. 2000. So you
So
would
I
have
was
been 4.
Yeah.
That's
I actually
wild.
thought I was younger than that. Oh, well, I didn't turn it. Okay, no, I was gonna ask you what month it came out because I might have been 3.
Oh.
I think I might have been 3.
That's crazy. I mean, not for the Tigger movie though. I guess I get like
there's just only kids in there.
I do get annoyed when people bring their kids to like a movie that it's like, okay, this is like a Wicked movie, and it's like this is a 4-year-old.
Well, remember we went to see Thunderbolts, and that one kid just like ruined it really ruined it for his mom. I felt bad for her that she had to keep bringing him out every 5 seconds because he was having like a screaming attack, and I was like, why would you just wasted your $6 on like having to take your child out the whole time.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like you should know your child by that point.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he was like 9.
He was way older than I think when you saw him, you were like, he is not a baby. He's like actually like 9.
And I went to the bathroom, he was throwing himself against the walls, like having a full fit, and his mom just looked like she was just like, please let me see this movie. Like you could see it on her face.
I think
at that point I'd just be like, you know what, I'm gonna see it at home when the kids are in bed.
Right. It's gonna be on Disney Plus.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's our take. I don't know.
That brings us to our question of the week. We asked you guys, as always, we have a question of the week every week. Follow us at Poppin In Podcast on Instagram. You can answer it. You can interact with us. We want to know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions, especially if they align with ours.
Only if they align with ours. Just kidding. So this week we asked, what's your favorite of all the streaming services and why?
Yeah.
And shocker, the only 2 that people answered were Netflix and HBO. But
wow.
Yeah.
What were people's reasons?
Well, we've got HBO Max because the quality and quantity of movies and shows appeal the most to me.
Okay.
That was Megan. Eric said HBO Max top tier and my favorite shows. Cindy, said Netflix, no commercials and no waiting for things to drop each week, which is an interesting.
Yeah, that is true.
Take.
That
It's
is
true. I
valid.
mean, HBO doesn't have ads either, but I mean, it is true that like with HBO, you do have to wait weekly. And there's times where sometimes I think Netflix shows deserve a weekly drop. For example, Stranger Things. I think it has enough fanfare that like people would watch it weekly. But then there's HBO shows where I think I'm like, sometimes with The White Lotus, I do enjoy talking weekly about The White Lotus, but sometimes it's so slow that I think like it should just be released all at once.
Or like that I Love LA show. Like I watched the first 2 episodes, but then I forgot.
How is that?
I mean, I haven't watched since the first 2 episodes. I forgot about it.
Hot take. I'm not a fan of Rachel Sennett.
Yeah, I think it's gotten bad reviews.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think she's very funny.
But I'm curious. So, okay, you're just like, you're sitting at home and you're like, I pull up my
HBO.
Immediately HBO. You're like,
yeah, that's what I said.
When you're going without intention.
Yep. When we're like trying to scroll.
Yeah.
We immediately click on HBO.
Interesting. Mine is mine first is Netflix, but that's if I have no intention. I'm like, I just need to see some stuff. I need to see, there's plenty of content. HBO is like, I want something good.
Yeah.
Like I want to, and I go to Netflix for stuff that's good too, but it's like I'm sitting down, I have my special meal and my special whatever, but I don't know what I want to watch. And I'm like, let me figure it out. Netflix, it's like, okay, I just need to kill some time, or like I'm bored on a Saturday. Let me open this up and see what we have.
Yeah, I would say Netflix is our second. And Netflix has some of my favorite content on there. I told you, in terms of like downloading stuff for when I travel, like.
Yeah.
Because my biggest fear, I overplan, and I'm like, what if where I go has no Wi-Fi, and like then I just need a million things downloaded. Like obviously I go to Netflix, and that's where my comfort stuff is. But I will say, and we weren't just asking about between Netflix and HBO. We were talking about like all streaming services. I actually think like, well, we don't have Hulu anymore. We just have Disney Plus, but it's like Disney and Hulu.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's how it is
now
at all. But I would say that, except for the ads, like do annoy me, those have pretty good.
Yeah. My third is Apple TV, actually. Even though I rarely watch anything if I go in there without intention, I never just open.
How do you search? Like, you can't, like, just click on, like, it doesn't show things that are streaming on Apple.
Yeah.
That doesn't me.
That doesn't
So I never touch that app unless I'm actively watching a show on there.
Yeah. But if I'm like, I just want to like, I'm like, I want to see something a little freaky, a little different. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to Apple TV. If I want something kind of feel good, I go to Hulu, where I'm like, there's Bob's Burgers, there's The Bear, there's whatever.
Feel Good, The Bear.
Yeah.
They have all like animated shows, like Fox shows. I think I wouldn't touch Apple TV with a 10-foot pole in terms of like scrolling through it. There's
some stuff that you like I just do that like when I'm just like, wow, this is on here, interesting. But I never actually select anything. I only select something usually if I know what I want to watch.
But I've never I'm like, what I'm saying though is like, you can't scroll on there because it doesn't show what's actually on like sometimes it's like it'll just be things to buy or rent. Like, it's not actually, like, what's streaming on Apple. So, like, that like, I don't
or,
do
like,
that.
if you
but
have
I have a lot of shows that I watch on Apple.
Yeah. If you have an Apple TV, it's also annoying because it shows everything you're watching on every app, which is great if it were, like, this is my home hub, not my Apple TV where I want to look at Apple TV content.
Yeah. I think also Peacock actually does have a lot of content. They have a lot of good movies
I was about to say that. I don't I don't know when the last time you were on Peacock, but I was randomly on there and I added like 4 things to my list because I was like, oh, I didn't know this was on here. Oh, this is interesting.
They do have a lot. They also have all the shows, and this annoys me because it's like, it's really hard to go from like when you watch something on Netflix and then it goes to like a streamer that has ads. So like I used to like The Office and Parks and Rec were my comfort shows, but like now I barely watch them because they're on Peacock because they have ads, and like that annoys me. Same with like, that's why I was saying with Mad Men, it was like I never watched Mad Men again because I was like, I'm not gonna watch it on something with ads when I used to watch it on Netflix. Like, but anyway,
you know what's? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But I was just gonna say Peacock does have a lot of stuff on there.
What's interesting is I feel like the app that you select sometimes like describes you as a person because I feel like you selecting HBO as your first app and me selecting Netflix is very fitting because I feel like I'm Netflix elite. Where I'm just like
I'm just kidding, I'm joking,
where I'm just like everything's happening and sometimes it'll be really good and sometimes it won't be and it's all gonna be on your face at once. Netflix, whereas like HBO is like, hey, I'm here, and like, here's some great stuff for you.
Yes.
But I'm not going to give you everything all at once.
Well, I think Netflix is good for like, or Netflix is very much like, I'm going to start something and then I'm going to stop it and then I'm going to watch something else and then I'm going to start. Like, I feel like that's kind of your thing too.
Netflix
you watch a
is
lot
for
of
the
things.
ADDs. Yeah.
That's
and
good...
HBO is for the like calm watchers.
Yep.
Who's like, I'll watch one episode of this, then I'll rewatch a show I love, and then I'll come back to this when it comes out next week.
And they're like, yep, and you're going to wait a week, but we're prestige and we're elite, and you know that we're going to be nominated for those Golden Globes.
And Netflix is like, ah!
Yeah. Yeah, HBO also has HBO also has the like A24 collection. They have a lot of they have the Criterion collection or no, do they have the Criterion?
I think Criterion has their own streaming, but every now and then I think HBO gets some of the Criterion.
Yeah, but they have a lot of old movies.
Yeah.
And they have they do have a lot of collections on there, which I appreciate. And I just think it's overall just a prestige, just a more elite streamer.
And Netflix is like really praised on my anxiety because they love that leaving soon little tag.
Ugh.
And again, that's the ADHD person where I'm like, I have to stop everything and watch this now.
HBO does Leaving Soon too. And I was thinking about it the other day because Matthew and I were on HBO and I went, like, I saw a Christmas Story on there and I was like, Leaving Soon. And then I clicked and it was like Leaving Soon on December 31st. And I was like, oh, well, obviously.
They were like,
we got time. We got time.
Like, we don't need this in the new year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, all the Frankenstein stuff, like, left HBO literally November 1st.
It's always when you want to watch something too. I swear, I told you this earlier. You were helping me with like a crisis, not a crisis, but like a thing I was having.
Yeah, a come to Jesus moment.
Kind of. I was watching, I really want to watch Licorice Pizza.
Yeah.
Like
it's a great film.
Is it because I watched The Long Walk twice in 1 week and now
I
love
that's crazy.
Cooper Hoffman?
I forgot you mentioned
and
that.
it really, that movie makes me depressed.
I forgot you said that you and Matthew bought The Long Walk.
We bought The Long Walk. This is before he even saw it, so he had to really believe in me.
Wow.
We bought it. We watched it twice in 1 week. I love Cooper Hoffman. And so I'm like, oh, I want to watch Licorice Pizza now. Of course, it's been on Amazon Prime for this whole time. The moment I want to watch it, it's like, no, we're on Mubi now. So now I'm like, I texted you. I said, should I do a 7-day free trial of Mubi to watch Licorice Pizza, but also so I can watch The History of Sound?
Now, here's a hot take. Well, actually, I told you no, but then you seemed... Because I was like, don't give Mubi...
But it's not... I'm not giving them money.
I'm
not giving them money.
If you don't give them money, then I say go for it. If you can knock it out for those 7 days, but I'm not here...
I can watch 2 movies in 7 days.
I am anti-streamer, and I actually think let's bring back Blockbuster.
Christopher Nolan...
I'm just, because for that reason. Or, like,
no, I know, it's annoying.
There's this whole,
because it's like you have cable now.
Yeah, and there's this whole press. Actually, Matthew, I think, really inspired Chris into this about, like, buying physical media. Because, like, let's say you buy something on a streamer. You've bought it, but, like,
I know.
it can disappear. You.
No, it can't.
I don't know. I think it can.
No, it can't. If you buy something, it can't just disappear.
If they lose the rights to it?
No.
But, I mean... Let's say, like, you want to watch something and you're like, okay, well, now I don't have the streamer.
Yeah.
You know what would have it? A Blockbuster. Maybe.
Or just buying a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know. I agree. I think...
Actually, okay, did you do Blockbuster? Because growing up, we had this thing called Movie Scene.
Wait, what is that?
It's like Blockbuster, but it's Movie Scene. I can picture the...
It was a store?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It was like...
I was thinking of a game.
Oh, no. It was like you rent it. You're thinking of My Scene.
No. I'm thinking of My Scene. I was thinking of Scene It. Do you remember the Scene It games?
No.
Oh, my God. Those were my parents and I... One thing about the Phaser family is we love a good movie, like, game. Like, movie trivia game, like, movie game, whatever. Scene It was, like...
Okay.
Peak. But, no, we went to Blockbuster a lot as a kid.
Yeah. We went to Movie Scene every week. I mean, I can remember what our little...
What is that?
It's like Blockbuster, but the colors were like red and white and I think black. And I can picture, like, I know exactly the layout still. I know, like, it had the center where you check it out. I know exactly where, like, the new releases are. I can feel the plastic.
Ooh,
the kind of, like, that would sometimes, if it's a really popular movie, like, the plastic is kind of breaking on the outside of the DVD because it's been rented so many times.
Can I ask?
I know where the X-rated movies were.
Oh.
And I always, as a child, I didn't know what they were, but I was like, there's a reason I can't go.
I'm not supposed to be here.
I'm not supposed to be looking at this, but I, like... kind of want to know why.
So did you have certain movies that you were always drawn to? Like, not that you would check, like, get them, rent them, but you would just like the covers. You were always like looking at the covers because I had those.
It was like if I was in a movie scene, it was like usually like an Amanda Bynes type cover, like a She's the Man type setup.
Very different from mine.
Okay.
Mine were It, like the original It.
Okay.
I used to run away from that.
Mm-hmm.
I would look at it and then quickly, like, I would run.
Oh, okay.
And then Silence of the Lambs, for some reason, I would always look at that, which I don't even care for that movie, so I'm not sure. Like, today, I don't care for that movie, which, hot take, but I just don't. That would, like, freak me out. I always look at that. I would also look at, there's one with Dakota Fanning where she's walking down a set of stairs. If anyone remembers a little Dakota Fanning walking down a set of stairs.
Is it Uptown Girls?
No, it's like a thriller.
Is it World of Worlds?
No. It's something about what was it? Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay. We'll look it up later.
Yeah.
We'll let you guys know.
Those were mine, yeah. I have very fond memories of Blockbusters.
Me too.
Bring them back.
Because...
But also, I don't know how to use DVD players anymore, so don't bring them back, please.
Well, we would learn. I would learn if it meant that I could just watch something without having to do a free trial of Mubai every 2 weeks or something.
If Matthew and I have to put a DVD in, I get actually, which is rare, like, that doesn't happen a lot. But if we do, if there's something that's not streaming and I'm like, hey, we do own it.
Yeah.
I hate those moments because I'm like, I don't know how to use this DVD player. Because to be fair, it's like,
let's bring back film in a canister that you have to like put into a thing and it's like tick, 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 tick.
Do people have that in their homes though?
If you were dedicated enough, like we would be.
Yeah, true.
I want us to have a home together that has a designated movie room.
We could have little tunnels going
from our house, and in the center is our movie room.
And I'd be like, meet me in the movie room.
Yes. Oh, that would be fun. And we would have a
fun.
sign that literally says that. Meet me in the movie room.
My parents and I when I lived in Colorado, we almost moved into a house that had a movie theater, and to this day I think about it.
That's crazy.
I know.
Was it a basement?
We toured it at least. So I assumed they were going to move in, but it was like it was like a finished basement, had a movie theater.
And
they were playing
are rare around
They were
here.
playing Monsters Inc. And it's really the perfect like thing to have when your parent if a kid's with you while you're touring a house, like the kid's just in there watching Monsters Inc.
Yeah, honestly, yes. And also I always say how I want a house with a basement, and Chris is always like, "Oh, like I can make a man cave."
Nope.
And I'm like,
movie theater room
or
girl she shed or whatever.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Basement.
The house is mine. The house it's a she house.
Yeah, a she house.
Yeah. But anyways, so speaking of HBO, I just want to talk a little bit about a little show called Task.
Yes, I meant to watch this and I just didn't.
I'm gonna say it like without any spoilers, so that way if you still want to watch it, because I do think it's gonna get nominated for things. Like I
don't think it did at the Golden Globes now that I'm thinking about it. Unless I'm wrong.
Would it count for the Golden Globes this year? It came out
a while ago.
It came out in like the end of September.
I think that would count.
Oh yeah, because Frankenstein.
Most things.
Yeah. I think for the Emmys it's going to be. I mean, people have been loving this show, but it's one of the best shows I've seen.
It might have, and I just didn't notice.
HBO, you love your
HBO.
British HBO. But so basically, if you don't know, Task is on HBO, and it's about an FBI agent based in Philadelphia, and he leads a task force to investigate violent robberies transpiring across working class suburbs. So it takes place in Delco, Delaware County. The reason I know that is from a little show called The Circle, where people were on it and they were like, "You're from Delco? I'm from Delco." And it's like a big thing. And it's one of those like towns in Philadelphia. Like Delco is known for being
I thought it was
Delaware. It's Delaware County.
Okay.
In Philadelphia, I believe.
Got it.
So it's like it's like known for being like, it's like Western Philadelphia, born and raised. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those working class towns, and there's like a lot of like drug dealing going on, like a lot of like those types of things.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting because it's from the creator of Mayor of Easttown, which came out a few years ago with Kate Winslet. Phenomenal. It had what's his face from American Horror Story in it. Yeah. And what's interesting is I was listening to people talk about, because accents are a big thing in Philadelphia, like water ice or whatever type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I did that well, but
what were you trying to say?
Water ice.
How would you say water ice?
That's a big thing there. Like, he says it in the first 5 minutes, and everyone's like, "Oh, water ice, Philadelphia." I swear to God.
I know what a Philly accent is. I just have never heard of water ice.
I don't think I did it justice. But that's a big thing in these shows where, oh my God, what is his name from American Horror Story?
Evan Peters?
Yes, I thought he did a really good Philadelphia accent.
I need to watch that show still.
But then this one actress in this one, I thought like she was way overdoing her accent, and actually people from Philadelphia think the exact opposite.
Wait. Are you talking about Mayor of Easttown or Task?
I'm talking about both. So
Okay,
in
got
Mayor
it.
of Easttown, I thought that
Evan Peters.
Evan Peters had a great accent, but apparently people from Philadelphia didn't think it was like enough.
Oh.
Whereas Amelia Jones in this one, I thought her accent was way over the top, and everyone was like, no, it was perfect. And I was like, that's crazy because her accent is wild in this. And it really, so Amelia Jones is really like, I think the standout, like besides Paul Rudd.
Mark Ruffalo. I don't think I know who Amelia Jones is.
So she's a British actress, and the only reason I know her is because she was in this show called Lock and Key
I've
on
heard
Netflix.
of that. Yeah,
and
it got canceled, didn't it? And people like lost their minds.
Probably. So it's based on Lock and Key was based on like a comic book by Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son.
Yeah.
And the first 2 seasons I actually really enjoyed, and then like it got weird with like some sort of time travel revolutionary soldier came back in time through a wall, and I literally stopped. I was like, I don't care.
It didn't get canceled.
I don't know. But it's interesting because in that show, I thought she actually wasn't a great actress. And in this one, she killed it.
She stepped it up.
She literally, if she doesn't get like,
classes.
I don't know, if she doesn't get like an award or something, and also the writing I think really helped her. But like, so basically what happens is like Mark Ruffalo's character is an FBI agent, and he is dealing with a family tragedy. So his wife has died, and and he also has his adopted daughter at home, and you find out his other adopted son is in jail, and you don't know like how his wife has died, but he's not handling it well. It's been like a year, and he's like drinking every night or whatever. But you also find out, and these are things in the first episode, these aren't like spoilers. Yeah. You also find out that he was a former priest, like a Catholic priest who's now an FBI agent. And I think it's interesting because I think this is Mark Ruffalo's best work. Really? I really think like he has such range. Like thinking of him
does.
In 13 Going on 30 to Poor Things to this, like he is such a
to
like
Avengers.
Yes.
Like
he's such
Marvel.
A suburban dad. Like the way he walks, he kind of has like a little bit of a gut, and like the way he just looks tired. He looks like a middle-aged man.
Yeah.
And he just does it so well.
It's funny because, just to cut in really quick, I do think this is where sometimes Marvel swallows actors and kind of like takes away their, well, I don't know if anything I just said made sense, but like, you know how sometimes it's like, oh, don't lose, like actors shouldn't get caught up in the Marvel like universe because then they're creative, like whatever. I think Mark Ruffalo is one of those because I sometimes forget that he is like a great actor because I'm so used to him being Bruce Banner that I'm like, oh, I forget that he's like actually really good, and he's in, he's been in really good things.
And honestly, in Poor Things, I didn't really like him that much. I thought he was kind of overacting a little bit.
He was weird in that, yeah.
But in this, I was like, I think he was pitch perfect. Like him and Amelia and I'm gonna say his name wrong, but it's Tom Peffery, who plays Robbie, which is the guy who he is like robbing houses. Yeah. And again, you find this out in like the first episode. They're all just fantastic actors. Like they're really like crushing it. And there's like this kind of cast of characters around them. So there's also like this motorcycle gang called the Dark Hearts, who they're like stealing or they like are involved in like drug trafficking and stuff. And so basically Mark Ruffalo's character is in charge of a task force trying to figure out who's robbing the drug houses of the Dark Hearts. Okay. And the person who's robbing them is Robbie, the robber.
Robin Hood.
Yes. He has like this Robin Hood kind
Robin
of.
Hood.
Yes. Yeah.
Shout out to me.
Yeah. Shout out to his family. So, and it's just the way they do it. So both like Robbie also has like 2 young daughters that he's kind of like raising on his own, with Amelia Jones is his niece who's like helping him raise them after his wife has left. And it's like Mark Ruffalo and Robbie's characters are just like parallels of 2 men in different lives trying to do the same thing. But it's just almost like this, he has like this Robin Hood story where he's like stealing from these houses and he's like using the money to like help his children or like help people in the community or whatever. And so basically, but Mark Ruffalo is involved in this task force that has like just this, like, it's 3 other people, this cast of characters that you think are like, they're just really interesting. Like every character feels very real. The area that they live in, it feels so real. Like it feels like these could be real people doing a real thing. It's also very funny in a lot of moments. Like, I don't want to say like in a Succession way, but in that like it's not intended to be funny. Yeah. But like there's some like the way lines are delivered or the way things are said is like genuinely like very funny. And I think it's like it's very emotionally interesting because you see like even the villains who are like the dark hearts, like it really focuses on two of them, and you see this kind of relationship between this older guy and this younger guy in like that they're like kind of look up to each other type of thing, and like one is like a mentor to the other, but they also are gang members, so like, you know, they're not that nice to each other, but still it like brings all these like aspects of humanity to it, and these interesting, I don't know. It reminds me of almost like a Philadelphia version of The Wire, where it's like, okay, we're taking this crime aspect, but we're also like looking at it from these different angles. We're really bringing in like these different characters from the community and like showing how they like come together, and also like the ways in which like they are all entangled in each other. And it's just like a really beautiful show. And I mean, I really do. I think like it will get nominated for at least like a few Emmys. And there's like, and the child acting is great. Like there's this one kid, I'm not going to tell you how he like comes into play, but just he's so, like every time he comes on screen I'm just like, oh, I just love him so much. Like he just, all he wants to do is like pet the little chickens, and like just, he's like such a nice kid and in a bad situation, which you can tell like there's a lot, like it basically in like the first episode, it's like one of the drug deals or like one of the robberies of the drug houses goes wrong, and it's all about like kind of the result of that, and you can just tell it's like a lot of good people just stuck in bad situations. And I think like Mayor of Easttown was interesting because if you haven't seen Mayor of Easttown, also
I do want to watch
fantastic show. I'm not going to tell you, but there's a big like shock in the middle of it that you're just like not expecting, and that is more of like a whodunit, like these girls are going missing and they're trying to figure it out, but it's similar in that it's really like delving into these people who live in this community and interact with each other, and also like the crime aspect, whereas this one is more of like a cat and mouse game where they're trying to find each other and like, or trying to find these robbers, and the robbers are trying to escape, but they've got all these like complications, but also like they all have families that they're trying to take care of. I think it's interesting when you see like these criminals and then you see their families, and you see like oh, they've just killed someone, and now they're like, oh, but now I need to sit down for dinner with, and like my kid is doing homework at the table type of thing.
Yeah.
And so overall, like, if you haven't watched Task, it's one season. It actually did just get renewed for season 2, which is interesting because it was like pegged as a limited series, but I think like
they always do that.
Yeah.
I think they do that to get into the awards, and then because it's like maybe easier, and then once it's renewed, it's like, okay, now we're a series.
My biggest piss off about that is Shogun, which I loved, but I'm like, why are we doing a season 2?
I know. And Matthew won't let us watch the finale of season 1 because he doesn't want to watch it until season 2 comes out. And I'm like,
you should just watch it without him.
I've already forgotten about it. Like, I don't care anymore. So
that's
anyway,
crazy.
just to update though, it got 1 Golden Globe nomination, and for Mark Ruffalo.
That makes sense. I think Emilia Jones deserves more, but I mean, I could see it like
maybe at the Emmys.
Yeah, at the Emmys, getting more. But again, on HBO / Netflix, just kidding. Highly recommend.
I think when I tried to watch it, it just like wasn't the right time because I started it and I was just like, no.
Yeah, and it's only like 8 or 9 episodes, so it is something you could get through pretty quick. All the episodes are out now, and I think it's a great show. I think Matthew would probably like it too.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, have you heard about Quentin Tarantino just Brian Coxing it up?
Yes, so it's interesting. I didn't think that this was going to get such like big news. It like hit my feed randomly, and I was like, wait, is this like, why is he talking about this now? And then suddenly it's like all over my feed now.
Yeah. So, and I took it personally.
Okay.
I'm going to say why. But so Quentin Tarantino, filmmaker of
many things,
what I think are some masterpieces.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of his work. I think as a person, he's crazy.
Yeah, I could see that.
Crazy. But
and we'll get into why.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of reasons why. But So he went on the Bret Easton Ellis podcast, which, by the way, I've heard people be like, do you think that it's possible he went on this podcast and didn't really think about this random podcast? He didn't really think about the fact that it would like blow up like this.
I think
like
he
just was
on
I think people get really comfortable in podcast settings, and maybe it's kind of out of context. They're just being casual.
I think a lot of celebrities go on podcasts thinking like podcasts are these small things, and that it's like, oh, I'm not being interviewed by News or whatever,
right,
but it's
just
like
let their guard down.
Actually, kind of bigger now. Some of these.
Right, and so
like Poppin In with Alexa and Molly.
Yeah. That's where people get their real news.
Yeah, as you should.
But so Tarantino went on this podcast and he was discussing movies and he was talking about his because for some reason, also I just gotta say, like, was it Variety? It was like a Rolling Stone maybe released Tarantino's top 100 movies or something, and it was like they only released like the last 50 and then later the top 50. I'm like, why are we giving him that much? Like,
I also hate when they do this because everyone's trying to put out these like, oh, I watched like this obscure art film. You know what I really love about who directed The Materialists?
Oh,
I forget her name,
but think of her name.
She just said one of my favorite movies, Zootopia. And she explained why she loved it. And I said, you know what? That's an honest fucking answer.
Yeah. And also, I just don't think we should be like really like a director, a famous director should necessarily like we need to hear what his top 50 movies are. I mean, movies that inspire him for sure. I've heard him talk about movies where I'm like, that makes sense because, you know, whatever. But anyway, I just thought that was ridiculous. But he was on this podcast. He was discussing movies and his favorite movies. And he was talking about the movie. He was talking about the movie There Will Be Blood, which stars Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Dano.
Yeah.
And he was talking about his, you know, why like There Will Be Blood was like is one of his favorite movies. And he goes, so he says this is a quote. He says, There Will Be Blood would stand a good chance at being number 1 or number 2 if it didn't have a big giant flaw in it. And the flaw is Paul Dano. It's supposed to be a two-hander, and it's also so drastically obvious that it's not a two-hander. He is weak sauce man. He is the weak sister. He's such a weak, uninteresting guy. The weakest fucking actor in SAG. Can you imagine as an actor just hearing probably, I don't know, Paul Dano's favorite directors, but I just would imagine maybe he's a fan of Tarantino's movies. Yeah. Can you imagine hearing a director, an established director say that about you, that you're the weakest actor in SAG?
That's a crazy thing for him to say about anyone.
Anyone.
Like, you just didn't have to go, you could just be like...
Yeah, no one asked, first of all. No one asked.
You could just say, like, yeah, like, I really loved the movie, but there were certain aspects of it that weren't my favorite. Yeah. Continue.
And even to be like, yeah, and this is still an insane thing to say, but to be like, you know, I personally don't even say that.
Yeah.
No one asked.
You didn't have to, like, name him by name. You just
exactly.
Because you should know you're Quentin Tarantino, like... What you say has influence, and it's also like he just kept
called him. He said he's the weakest fucking actor in SAG. That's crazy. And by the way, like an insane thing to say about Paul Dano because There Will Be Blood is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And yes, obviously Daniel Day-Lewis is in that movie. But to say that it's like not a two-hander, I think Paul Dano absolutely stands his own in that movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's definitely a two-hander.
And also, I think,
like... And the thing is, and sorry, I'm passionate about this because I love There Will Be Blood. And I particularly, like, I remember first seeing that movie and being like, that's how I first, like, knew Paul Dano, I think. Yeah. I was just like, wow, this actor is incredible. He plays a weak, pathetic man so well.
Yeah.
And I mean, so I don't know if maybe Tarantino, it just didn't get it or something.
Yeah. And also that movie came out like forever ago. So like, why are we bringing...
Well, I think he was talking about it as like one of his favorite, but it was like weird. And then I guess, so... I'll come back to that. But he went on to say... This is crazy. He went on to say that he thinks Austin Butler should have played that character.
What?
Sir, Austin Butler was like 15 when that movie came out. And also, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Austin Butler?
I've never seen Austin Butler play like a weak guy.
Yeah, right. I mean, I actually think Austin Butler is a good actor, but I just am like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And
Did he go into any of the other movies like this? Was he like,
well,
he was like, you know what I hate about The Runaway Bride, Julia Roberts.
Don't worry, he made sure to talk about Matthew Lillard.
What?
And
wait, was he in There Will Be Blood?
No, he just for some reason he started talking about Matthew Lillard in the same interview. Like I don't know what he was talking about. Like I didn't listen to the podcast episode, but he was talking about something else, and he said, "I don't care for Matthew Lillard." And so, like, Matthew Lillard actually came out and was, like, talking during some public appearance, and he was saying, like, he said how much that really affected him, because he was just like, it sucks to hear that. Like, and I mean, you could say, like, as an actor, you have to get used to criticism, and, you know, that's fine. But I can't imagine a director of that caliber saying that about you. And, you know.
It's also, like, unasked for. You know,
unasked for.
You put out a movie, you expect criticism, but this is just random.
And Matthew Lillard was saying, he's like, I'm popular with fans, but I'm not necessarily popular in Hollywood. So he was kind of saying, like, bless you. He was kind of saying, like, that can affect, like, my career, like a director of that caliber.
Yeah.
And also just to, you know, he was saying it hurt his feelings basically. Like it's just, it was uncalled for. Again, no one asked. He also talked about Owen Wilson. He thinks Owen Wilson's a terrible actor.
Okay.
Apparently he's talked about George Clooney in the past too. He's just a little Brian Cox. He's just, I don't know. But
that's crazy.
It's just crazy to talk about like your peers in that way.
I'm picturing him as the Grinch where he's just like, hate.
Yeah, and I mean, it's fine to have, like, okay, for us, like, I sit here and I'm like, I hate this person as an actor. We do a podcast. But Tarantino is in the professional business. Like, you can't talk about
He's Quentin Tarantino.
Right, you can't be talking about, like, your peers like that.
We're
like,
not casting people in films. We have actually zero influence except on you, the listener.
And I don't play about Matthew Lillard. I don't play about Paul Dano. So, like, that really, I was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
And the thing, so now all these people are coming out in support of Paul Dano.
Yeah.
So, like, Reese Witherspoon randomly, like, Toni Collette posted something on her Instagram story. Matt Reeves, who directed The Batman, was like, he's a wonderful actor. Like, all these people are coming out in support of him. And it's just like...
What else has he been in?
Oh my gosh.
I know I've seen him in a bunch of things. I just can't think of like anything.
You've never okay. Did you ever see the Beach Boys movie? He played Brian Wilson. Okay. Have you seen, cuz he was really good in that. I just love him. Like he's so good. Please. Oh, he was in Prisoners. Like did you ever see Prisoners? Oh, you should see Prisoners. He's amazing in that. He was in 12 Years a Slave. He was in... Okay, the girl... I remember the girl. Ballad of Jack and Rose was kind of wild.
Oh, Little Miss Sunshine.
He was the brother in Little Miss Sunshine. He was in...
Taking Woodstock. I remember that.
Swiss Army Man. Okay, did you ever see that movie Swiss Army Man with Daniel Radcliffe where he plays a dead body?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
But he's good. He's just like... He takes on weird... Oh, The Fabelmans. He was the dad in The Fabelmans. He was in Love and Mercy was where he played Brian Wilson. He's an amazing actor. I think he's incredible. I think he plays like a guy that you want to beat up really well.
Yeah.
And he does play like a weak, pathetic man very well. And that's where I'm like, maybe he just didn't understand his character or something. He was amazing in that movie.
I honestly think it's gonna the backlash. It's not gonna be what Quentin Tarantino intended. Like people are coming out to be like, we love him, and I'm like, he's probably gonna get like more attention for it.
He's gonna get more attention. Also, like, have we seen Quentin Tarantino's acting? Because it's shit. Yeah, it's awful. Exactly. Like he's an incredible filmmaker, so I'm not gonna. He does some of my favorite movies, but like, why are you talking about acting? You're like one of the worst actors like ever when you put yourself in your movies. Like you're terrible. So.
Which ones besides Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Wait, what?
Like of your favorite, like Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, that's not even one of my. Well, that is one of my favorites. But Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
I didn't know Inglourious Basterds.
Oh, that's right. That you dressed up our first Halloween.
What? It's definitely one of my favorite. Inglourious Basterds is one of my like all-time favorite movies. I
always forget he did that.
We also like Matthew and I love The Hateful Eight. Like it's like
I actually never saw that one.
I love it. It's one of his like least
popular.
Big. Yeah. But anyway, I like couldn't get. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And also, so I guess the girl I just read this today, but the girl that played Paul Dano's sister in There Will Be Blood, like came out and said something that she was like, I was sitting behind Quentin Tarantino at like the premiere of that movie, and he was definitely like, he seemed like he was vibing with Paul Dano's performance. I don't know like why. I saw that today in an article. I was like, interesting. So the whole thing is just very weird. I think I feel like you said, well, I first of all don't think he expected it to blow up that much. I think he was like letting his guard down. He thought he was just talking to a guy.
Yeah.
And forgot that he was on a podcast and it would go viral.
Yeah. And
also I just think people probably don't really like Quentin Tarantino personally. He seems like a weirdo. So I am a huge fan of his work, but I think as a person, he's very interesting.
Isn't that how it always goes?
Yeah, but so I'm just saying, like, I think if we're going to talk about, like, people, like, maybe you're not the one to do that, you know what I mean?
And again, nobody asked, like, why?
Yeah, who asked?
Who cares?
And also, don't come for Matthew Lillard, because
I love Matthew Lillard.
Him. He's a great actor.
I used to have the biggest crush on him.
I still have the biggest crush on him.
Did you ever see Without a Paddle?
No.
It's, him and Seth... Who's the ginger guy?
Green.
Seth Green. And I forget who else. It's
I
just
love
like a
both
comedy.
of them, though, so
it's like a 2004 comedy.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched it in years, but I used to have the biggest crush on him in that specifically.
I used to have a crush on Seth Green. A huge crush on Seth Green. I did too,
actually.
Yeah. But Matthew Lillard, too.
Where is Seth Green? Is he okay?
I don't know. Whenever I get back in like my Rat Race or Austin Powers era, I think about him a lot.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, that was all I had to say about that. I thought it was very interesting. It's very funny to me how everyone's like, "We are Paul Dano."
I love that. That's what I would hope.
Funny.
I hope I'm like a Paul Dano where people would come out and.
Well, because he's just a little guy. Like, I think he's just, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not online.
Like a grown man.
Well, no, but I just mean, like, he's not online. Yeah. So I think people are just like, why are you coming after him?
Yeah.
Leave him alone. Get a job.
Oh, get a job. He has a job.
It's one of my favorite things. I don't even know who she was talking to. But it's like one of my favorite like memes where Demi Lovato like was commenting on somebody's post where she was like, "Leave her alone, get a job," and it's so funny to quote because it's like, I don't know who she was talking to, but it's so funny.
I love that. So speaking of other controversial news lately, did you hear about Pantone's color of the year?
I have not.
We definitely have different algorithms because I like this hit my feed.
But then
like
you're gonna send me a post in a couple days being like, if you haven't heard of the Pantone 2026, you're gonna be under a rock.
That was just the Timothée Chalamet thing. But so I mean, it's like every year Pantone does a color of the year. In the past few years, it's been like very like muted, whatever, like very like like the color of like my Stanley or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is fine. This year,
what's the color of your Stanley?
It's like a mauve type of thing.
Oh yeah, got it.
Like those types of things.
Okay.
And this year, their color of the year is Cloud Dancer. Do you know what color that is? White.
Ooh.
It's just like a cloudy. They tried to
I was
make
picturing a light blue, and I'm like, that's not what a cloud is.
No, it's just they tried to be like, oh, it's like this like kind of milky-ish type of white. It's just white. It's like literally you picture the color white. That's the color. And people have been saying like. They were like, one, who's picking these colors? Whose color of the year is white?
Yeah.
And two, they were like, I think there's a lot of controversy about it because of the current like political state of our world right now. And I think there was like some joke online. They were like, what, did Sydney Sweeney pick this color? Like, this is crazy because it's just like, it's just white. It's just like the color of the year is white. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think, like, people, like, Pantone's color of the year is something that a lot of people, like, it's a big topic. Like, people wait for it to come out. Like, it's interesting. And I
had no idea about it, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
I've, like, every year, like, you don't hear, like, the designers talking about it and stuff at work? Oh, interesting.
No, not ever.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. And it's like the color that they are expecting is going to be like the most popular color. And I would say like the past few years, it is accurate. Like it's like a millennial muted tones. And this year people have been like, oh, okay, so the color is white, aka we're like having this rise in white nationalism. Right. And maybe like people are like, maybe they didn't mean to do that. Like it's just like paint colors or whatever. And it's like, but it's not. Yeah. They like it is like a big cultural touchstone. Like it does, like I think a few years ago, like the color they predicted was like, oh, it's gonna be beige. And yeah, everyone was wearing like beige. And the past few years have been skin tone colors, which was already like people were talking about it and they were like, okay, we're doing a lot of like skin tone colors of like white people. And then this year they were like, actually, it's just white. We gave up on that. We're just straight white. And I think it's interesting because people are like, again, people have said, well, maybe like, you know, the argument, maybe they didn't realize it or whatever. And it's like, well, this is like a big release they do every year. And if they don't realize it,
yeah,
like,
if they didn't take the whole year to work on this.
like, that'd be crazy. If they weren't like, thinking of the current climate, maybe we don't want to just be like, we love white, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up. I think it's interesting. And let us know what you guys think if you've heard about this, if you agree or disagree. I think it's stupid. It's like, it's not even an interesting color.
Yeah.
It's literally the absence of color, isn't it? Or
I
is
guess
that
I
black?
should look it up.
I can't remember.
Black or white?
Which one's the absence of color?
You're asking the wrong girl. I really know nothing
I think
about
white
like,
is the absence of color.
I don't see color. I'm just kidding. I just am not good at like color, like design. Like I think that's why it hasn't crossed my, like, in terms of when you were asking about Pantone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know about color of the year for like.
Yeah. You know, for a long time I thought Pantone and Pantene were the same thing. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. But no, Pantone is like Pantone colors.
I know.
Like,
yeah.
But anyways, so that's just my thought on that. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, so I'm going to touch on it like briefly. But this movie, when it came out, when we first covered like Cannes back in, was that in the spring? That feels like yesterday.
I think so, May.
That's
I think
crazy.
Usually, yeah.
Oh my God, time, that really scares me. Time is flying by. But I remember I was like, I really want to see Nouvelle Vague. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
I thought it was vague.
It's spelled like vague because it's French. It's a movie about this French film by Jean-Luc Godard, which is like part of the French New Wave movement. It's this film called Breathless, which I studied in film class. I watched like a bunch of times, like 10 years ago in college. And here's the thing. So Chris and I wanted to watch the Nouvelle Vague, but he had never seen Breathless. So we watched Breathless. He did not like it. Because it is very experimental. It's like the first time, like it's very like cut takes. Like it's like, it feels like you're watching someone kind of like in a day of their life. And it's also like weirdly funny. It's very like 1950s French humor.
Yeah.
But it's like the French New Wave really like defined a cinematic movement just in terms of like, it basically is like French people, French film critics watching films, being like not really pleased with them and saying, you know what, I'm gonna make my own.
Yeah.
And like doing all these like experiments with film and stuff like that. And so this came out from director Richard Linklater. I think I'm saying it right. And it basically is about the making of the film, and it is a delightful film.
Really?
I don't think you even need... Chris didn't watch it because he didn't like the movie.
Oh.
But I was like, I think you would have liked this because I honestly think it's more entertaining like for a modern audience than Breathless is a little bit, because it's just fun to see how they make it. And also like Goddard is such an interesting character. Like he walks around, he wears sunglasses all the time.
Yeah.
And he has this like way of working where it's like, it's the stereotypical, like the producers are like, why aren't you like putting the film together? Like he doesn't even have a script. Because he doesn't want the actors to be prepared when they're saying their lines.
Yeah.
I'm speaking of Godard, not
Yeah.
Linklater is the exact opposite.
Yes.
Yeah. But like, and so you see that in the film and you can see the actors are like, what do you mean we don't have a script? And he's like, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do right before you do it because I don't want it to be prepared. I want it to feel very natural. And it does. It feels like in the film, like it's kind of like a weird, interesting vibe, but it's shot on 35 millimeter, black and white. And you know what's also interesting is one thing I love about the original Breathless is so they're shooting on the actual streets of Paris. Like they show in this movie, I didn't even know this, they take like, it's basically like a mail cart or something. They cut out a square so camera can like shoot these two people walking down the street. And you can see like, it's like actual people in Paris, and sometimes like they'll look back and be like, what the fuck? And like kind of keep on going.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
I think I've seen it. I remember having to study it in college.
Yeah. It's like one of those like seminal, like if you're in a film class, you're going to watch it type of thing.
Yeah.
And so like they show that shooting, but I also really love the actress playing Jean Seberg. So it's Zoe Deutsch. Am I saying Dutch? Zoe Dutch?
Deutsch.
She is phenomenal in this role,
Really?
Which is interesting because I never thought of her as like being a prestige actress. Like she just kind of was in like some rom-coms and like random stuff. And so when they cast her, I was like, oh, interesting. And she plays
She seems like she has it in her.
Yes, she plays Jean Seberg beautifully, and Jean Seberg is an American actress like from Iowa who is like because of this film became like one of the faces of like the French New Wave. And so she's kind of like a big role to take on, and it's just like the casting is spot on. So I'm and these names they're going to be French. So, you know, stick with me here. But the guy who plays Jean-Luc Godard, Guillaume Marbeck, perfect. He plays this like kind of not tortured genius thing, but kind of like a bit of a weirdo who's like kind and who people are like frustrated to work with and then realize like, oh, okay, I see his vision. I see what he's doing. And they have Aubrey Dion. I'm going to say that's how it's said. And he plays John Paul Belmondo, who's like the main guy in, I think. Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of his fictional character's name, but he plays John Paul Belmondo, who is a real actor who then plays the role in the movie. So what's interesting about this is you have actors acting as actors in a film.
Kind of reminds me of like The Disaster Artist or something.
Yeah. Or someone compared it to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where like they were saying that was Quentin Tarantino's like really like love letter to like that time
LA
period
and
and
60s,
Hollywood,
yeah.
and this is like Linklater's like love letter to like new wave cinema.
Was there a bicycle scene in Breathless or something to do with like a bicycle? I can't remember. I remember I just remember like taking a film class in college where we studied French New Wave, and I just remember like there was something like about a bicycle. Like I don't remember.
Are you thinking of The Bicycle Thief? That's Italian though.
No.
I don't remember a bicycle. It's the one where she's like
she's
wearing like this iconic like white shirt with black font that says like New York Herald Tribune, and she's like she goes New York Herald Tribune, and she's like walking down the streets. People always clip it.
Yeah, I know I've like seen it, but I was just remembering something. I wish I could remember what I'm thinking of. But anyway, it was just like when I was studying French New Wave. And
again, like when we were talking about earlier, like Netflix having more prestige stuff, I was like shocked that this came on. Like this was a huge hit at Cannes. Like it was one of those things where I'm like, this is going to be like.
So it's on Netflix?
Yeah.
I have not heard of it.
They didn't promote it very well.
Yeah.
And
I love movies about like making of movies and Hollywood.
I think you should give it a try. Cinema. Like it's just a fun, enjoyable, like, and it's beautifully shot. It's shot on film. Like and the acting is really well done, and there's like these really comical moments. But yeah, I was surprised like Netflix picked it up. Again, I was like, oh, this will be on HBO or something like that. And I was like, whoa, this is something that I would say is like more like art.
You're
filmy.
Like, are you sure?
Yeah. I was like, is this
you seem like you might be lost. Are you supposed to be on HBO?
Yeah. I'm like, so I would say, like, if you're interested, I would say you need, like, you should watch Breathless first, but I don't think you even have to, because it's just, like, the joy of filmmaking.
Yeah.
And I almost wish that I had watched Breathless again after, because it was interesting to see, like, I wish I had seen how they shot some of the things and then seen the movie and been like, oh, like, they talked about this in the movie. Also, I think it's very funny that Richard Linklater doesn't even speak French, and they're like most of the film is in French.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm curious, especially because it went to Cannes. Like I'm curious if people were like, this should have been made by a French.
I don't think so. That's not the vibe I got, because I mean I think there's a lot of love in it. So I don't think like, even though I think French people are sometimes very like uppity about like their French stuff, but I think like a lot like I think they were just like a
love letter to
they were like, this man, he did it right. He loved this film, and we love him for it. But yeah, I say give it a watch.
The Golden Globe nominations came out yesterday, which I didn't even know. Usually I'm like in tune to that. I'm like, the Golden Globe nominations are coming out. I had no idea until they showed up in my feed.
I thought it was the Oscar nominations at first, because I just got all these things about like nominations coming out, and I was like, whoa,
slow down. I haven't even seen Hamnet yet. But I mean,
Marty Supreme isn't even out Christmas Day.
I feel like Timothée Chalamet's movies do love to come out on Christmas Day. Didn't like the
Dune?
No, not Dune.
A Complete Unknown
came out on Christmas.
Oh yeah, probably.
I think I don't know. But anyway, well, speaking of him though, he was nominated. I think Marty Supreme got a lot of nominations, but it was so the nominations came out yesterday. I would say the big ones were honestly, obviously Hamnet got a lot of nominations for Best Picture. You know what? Their comedy, they've got to get it together in the comedy category. None of those were comedies. None of them.
In the comedy category?
Well, we can, if we want to like go through it. So drama, we'll just go through them quickly. We won't like read every category. But Best Motion Picture Drama was Frankenstein, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, which I've never heard of, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and Sinners.
Sentimental Value.
I want to see Sentimental Value.
I do too. I hadn't heard of it, but Dakota Fanning is in it. And
Elle Fanning is in it.
Elle Fanning is in it, and I looked it up yesterday, and I was like, oh,
she plays. It's like her and Stellan Skarsgård are like married, which that's Papa Skarsgård. He's like old.
Oh
so
wait,
it's like,
I forgot about
that. Sorry.
Oh, I thought it was Poe.
No,
I was like, whoa.
it's my foot.
Yeah, pleased about Sinners.
Sinners got a few, Okay, Michael B. Jordan was nominated, which I was surprised by.
I do think it's going to be Hamnet or maybe Sinners.
I don't think it'll be Sinners.
I don't think it will. I think it's
it might be Hamnet, or it's like, I don't know what It Was Just an Accident is. I think it could be Hamnet or Sentimental Value, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy, Blue Moon, which I really want to see.
I haven't heard of that. Also, I was looking at this list. Why are musical and comedy
I don't know, because they're like not taken seriously. Like, just put them in here. By the way, none of these. I mean, Bugonia may be a comedy, I guess. Yeah. But I wouldn't place any of these. Is Marty Supreme even a comedy?
I don't think so. People said it was like an action-packed whatever. I don't know what No Other Choice is.
No. Oh.
Nouvelle Vague is.
Was it a comedy?
Like, there was some humor in it.
And then One Battle After Another, I would not call a comedy.
No.
Like, it definitely had comedic elements in it, but it...
Yeah.
Like, they don't know. They got to get rid of that category. Just place them all. Place it all in one, like, category. That's stupid. And by the way, Wicked wasn't even in there. So if that's what they're trying to do...
I was thinking that. I didn't think it would get nominated.
No, but people
are any of these musicals?
People are mad. Blue Moon might be because it's about... And I wouldn't call it, I don't think it is actually a musical, but it is about like Broadway, like,
production?
No, composers and
maybe.
So Ethan Hawke and Andrew Scott are in it. I actually really want to see it.
Oh, I think maybe I have heard of this.
And then, I was just going to say, I just think like they'll always lose the mark with that. Like, just combine Wicked.
It's weird.
Wicked for Good wasn't nominated, and I didn't think it should be. It was fine.
No, I didn't think so either.
I think I'm glad that Cynthia and Ariana were nominated, but
it's also like, I'm glad we don't do like how we do our Oscars party for this, because I can't imagine. I'm like, these two things are put up against each other. Excuse me. Or like, you know what I mean? I'm like, this just feels like a random smattering. I don't know.
Golden Globes are always weird. Okay, and then they've got cinematic box office achievement. Get rid of that. I think
what does that mean? They just made the most money?
It is so stupid.
K-pop Demon Hunters will win.
Mission Impossible. Like, these are insulting because I'm just like, okay, so they weren't good enough to be in the categories, which, some of them they're not, but why would you? What?
Yeah.
And then,
Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture, Jessie Buckley, Hamnet, Jennifer Lawrence, Die My Love. That pisses me off. I was actually listening to one of my favorite pop culture podcasts besides ours the other day, and they were saying how much they loved it. They were like, she needs to be nominated. She needs to win the Oscar.
It was not her best acting.
It was not. I hated that movie. It like pissed me off.
So before the movie came out, everybody was saying how it was probably, like, reviewers were like, this is her best role. She'll definitely be nominated. And so I'm not surprised that she is, but after seeing it, I'm kind of like, I've got the feeling while I was watching it that she was acting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we talked about it already at, like, when we covevered this.
Go listen to our previous episode.
Yeah, I don't think it was the last episode, but
no.
Yeah.
A previous episode.
Yeah. And it's just
fine.
Yeah, she just is over the top and whatever.
Renate, I don't know how to say
I've heard
this.
She's really good.
Yeah.
She's from Sentimental Value.
Yeah.
Sorry. I felt bad we didn't say her last name.
Rensive? That's what I'm going to say.
Sorry, we completely
Go listen to our first episode ever, mispronouncing our way through the Oscars.
Mispronouncing our way through the Golden Globes.
Yeah. Julia Roberts, After the Hunt.
I heard After the Hunt was horrible.
Tessa Thompson, Hedda. I do want to see that, actually. It's been on my list. I think it's on Amazon Prime. And then Ava Victor, Sorry Baby. So I actually watched that a few weeks ago.
Did you?
I forgot to mention it on the podcast. I loved it.
I was going to say, I heard it was really good.
I really liked it.
What's it about?
It basically is about, she's like a college professor, but it's it's like goes kind of back and forth in time of when she was a grad student and she basically had like an encounter with her professor who was her mentor, and then it's kind of like her healing from that and like seeing how everyone else's life is moving on but hers maybe isn't. And it's kind of like
It's kind of interesting because After the Hunt is poorly about the same thing.
Yeah, I think they have different takes on it. Like, this is definitely more like...
I just meant, like, same theme.
More like, feels like a real life look
Right.
at. But there's also, like, moments
really
of humor, too, that are really good. I love the main actress, phenomenal.
So, best performance by an actor in a drama film, motion picture. Joel Edgerton, Train Dreams, which I do want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar Isaac, Frankenstein, which... Okay, that's fine. I don't know. Dwayne Johnson, The Smashing Machine, no. I haven't seen it, but
I knew it was going to get nominated.
When I saw that, I was just like, I am uninterested in that.
Yeah.
It looks like, again, that's one where it's like, it looks like Oscar bait.
Yeah.
And, God, anyway. Michael B. Jordan's Sinners, which I'm happy with that. I think he was really good in that.
I think I mean, out of this list, that's who I would go for.
I wouldn't have thought about it, but now that he's here, I'm like, I can see it.
Smoke and Stack.
Smoke and Stack. Wagner Moura. I never know if I'm saying his name. The Secret Agent. Jeremy Allen White's Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere, which kind of surprised me because I heard it got bad reviews.
We didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best. Oh, go ahead.
Oh.
I don't know why I started
Best
speaking.
performance by an actress in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Why does it...
I don't know.
Why do we get...
No, they'll go into it.
Anyways, so we have Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I heard that was really good, actually.
I do want to see that.
Yeah. Cynthia Erivo, Wicked for Good. Whatever. Wicked was fine. Kate Hudson, Song Sung Blue. Is that one with...
Yeah, the Neil Diamond one where it's like with Hugh Jackman. I'm so uninterested in that.
Chase Infinity, One Battle After Another.
I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
She was so good.
I'm holding out for her. Amanda Seyfried, The Testament of Anne Lee. I kind of want to see it, but... I know I'm alone in that.
No, I mean, as you pointed out, I do love folk.
Yeah.
It's just weird. And
it's like a musical.
But everything I see about it is just them dancing weird. Like, I don't know what the plot is.
It basically is about, she's like the creator of, I think, the Shaker movement and how people like kind of came to worship her. And then I think it's like about her kind of downfall a little bit. Emma Stone, Bugonia, which I loved. I don't know if she should win for that.
I've been seeing a lot of like conversation about how it's like, okay, are we just going to nominate Emma Stone any single time she's in something? But honestly, Bugonia, I thought she was good in. So
she was.
I'm fine with it.
I don't know if she was. I think Chase Infinity should win.
No,
for
I
that
don't think
category.
she should win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Timothée Chalamet, Marty Supreme,
my guy,
George Clooney, Jay Kelly.
I'm surprised you didn't want to see that. I was like, this just seems like it's really
Honestly,
up your alley.
I hate to say this, like, it's just how my brain works, but it's the Adam Sandler of it all. I'm just, like, I don't know why, but, like, last time I saw Adam Sandler in, like, a serious movie, I hated it.
What movie was it?
Well, I don't know if it was the last time, but Uncut Gems was awful.
Interesting.
Which I know that's a lot of people loved it, but
yeah.
But you're right, like, Jay Kelly sounds like something I would be interested in, but I don't know, when I, like, anytime I see, like, anything about it, I'm like, I'm good. Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
Obviously. Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon. Lee Byung-hun, No Other Choice. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. Jesse Plemons, Bugonia, which I definitely see that.
I think
it'll either be I haven't seen it, but Timothée Chalamet or Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Or Ethan Hawke. Could be.
Yeah, true. I think it'll be Timmy or Leo. If I had to stake my life
Leo
on
was
it.
so good in that. He was so funny, too.
Yeah, he was really good.
He's so great at comedy.
It. Best performance by an actress in a supporting role in any motion picture. Why is it phrased like that? What? Any motion picture. Okay.
But I think once we get into supporting, they're like, all right, we don't have time for all these splitting up.
Yeah. It's Emily Blunt, The Smashing Machine, Elle Fanning, Sentimental Value, Ariana Grande, Wicked for Good.
Say that fast. Go through that fast.
Igna Ibsauter,
Lilius,
Sentimental Value, Amy Madigan, Weapons, Teyana Taylor, One Battle After Another.
Let's be so for real right now. It's
Weapons? Yeah.
Oh, she was good in it. I mean, but I don't know if she was award worthy.
Yeah. I think Teyana Taylor was great in One Battle After Another, but I don't think she was in it like enough for me to be like, oh, she should win. Emily, The Smashing Machine I don't care about.
No.
I don't think Wicked for Good should win anything. So I'm going to go with sentimental value.
Sure.
That's what my prediction is.
Best performance by an actor in a supporting role in any motion picture: Benicio del Toro, One Battle After Another; Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein; Paul Mescal, Hamnet; Sean Penn, One Battle After Another; Adam Sandler, Jay Kelly; and Stellan Skarsgård, Sentimental Value. I think it'll be Sean Penn.
I think it'll be Paul Mescal.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it could be Paul Mescal or Sean Penn, though. That was my second
Sean
choice.
Penn, honestly, like, if anyone from, like, I hate to say it, I would love for Chase Infinity to win, but I think if anyone from One Battle After Another is going to win, it will be Sean Penn.
Yeah.
He was, like, insane in that movie.
He was.
His acting was pretty crazy.
I am happy to see a Jacob Elordi nod here.
Okay, he has 2 nods at the Golden Globes. He's
Really?
nominated for his acting in a, like, limited series too. I've never heard of it before.
Oh, interesting.
We can, like, scroll down eventually, but it's called, like, The Long Dark Road. Oh, well, I'll say this. Sorry, or you can say it. But I was just gonna say it's like The Long Narrow Road or something like that. But he's nominated twice.
Wow,
I was like,
go
okay,
him.
Jacob Elordi.
There's this like cut.
He's great.
It's like people being obsessed with him. He's doing this thing on the red carpet. I think about it. It runs my head regularly. He just goes at someone, and I'm like, ah!
I'm so happy for him too, because he honestly seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
And I think his acting, like, Oscar Isaac was good in it. I think, like, Jacob Elordi genuinely deserves a nomination for Frankenstein.
He did great.
So good.
Yeah. Best Director Motion Picture, Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another; Ryan Coogler, Sinners; Guillermo del Toro, Frankenstein; Jafar
You just gotta go for it.
Panani, It Was Just an Accident; Joaquin. I can't. This is the hardest time of the year for me.
Okay, maybe it's Joaquin
Trier, Sentimental Value, and Chloe Zhao. Hamnet. I think it'll be Chloe Zhao or Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler.
He is. I think Sinners will be, like, overlooked.
Yeah, I think it will too. And I don't know, because it's horror. And
exactly.
Horror gets overlooked.
And also, I mean, I loved Sinners. I wouldn't say it's the best out of all these movies here. But I love it. I'm glad it's nominated.
Yeah. Best Television Series, Drama. Oh, sorry, this is your turn.
I don't care.
The easy one. The Diplomat, The Pit, Pluribus, Severance, Slow Horses, or The White Lotus. I cannot believe you haven't seen Pluribus yet.
I've actually seen a lot of people as they're watching it be like, oh, I feel like it's boring now. So now I'm like, okay.
Interesting. I think it just picked up. I'm excited for the next episode, but I think it's a great concept.
I'll probably wait till they all come out. It's just the concept seemed uninteresting to me a little. Like,
it is an odd concept.
I love that actress. I love Vince. Like, I'll watch anything like Vince Gilligan. So, like, I will probably watch it eventually, but
I think it's going to be The Pit.
I think it will. Also, I was saying, like, okay, The Pit, I feel like, how long have we... I feel like it's been at every awards show just in the last... Like, I guess it's only been at the Emmys, but I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
It feels like it's been dragging out. Television series, musical or comedy: Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Hacks, Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building, The Studio. I think The Studio will win. I'm surprised, like, The Bear got nominated again.
Yeah. Interesting. It's interesting because all these are like read our review, and The Bear is like read our critic's notebook.
Oh,
interesting.
What does that mean?
We're reading this from the New York Times, by the way.
Yeah.
Best limited series, anthology series, or motion picture made for television. Why are we lumping all of this? Anyways, Adolescence, All Her Fault, The Beast in Me, which actually finished yesterday, Black Mirror, Dying for Sex, and The Girlfriend. I think it's going to be Adolescence. I don't know. Did these come out in the same time span to be nominated?
No, I feel like, again, we're like...
What is the calendar? I need to look.
Yeah, well, because if it came out right before the Emmys, then yes, it was at the Emmys, and then now it's at the Golden Globes. But sometimes shows come out like right before the Emmys, so then they only go to the... I don't know. I think we should just go through these quickly. Best performance by an actress in a television series, drama: Kathy Bates, Matlock, Britt Lauer, Severance, Helen Mirren, Mobland, Bella Ramsey, The Last of Us, Kerry Russell, The Diplomat, Ray Seahorn, Pluribus.
What is Mobland? I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that.
I think it'll be Britt Lauer.
I guess she won last time, huh?
At the Emmys, yeah.
Maybe Ray Seahorn, she's never won, and I not that I've seen Pluribus yet, but
I mean, she
deserves it.
She does a phenomenal job in Pluribus.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like there's like 3 people in each episode, and she's the main one. So, best performance by an actor in a television series. Why is Sterling K. Brown Paradise? Chris and I tried to watch this. I don't understand. It was awful. It was
Really?
like it was stupid.
Was it just kind of like a serial, like
Yeah.
like a crime drama? Or whatever?
Yeah.
Or no, they're lawyers, right? Is that what it's about?
No,
Why do I always
it's about
think that?
after like a nuclear bomb goes off and everyone lives underground in paradise.
Why'd you say yes to me saying it was a serial drama? Like a serial, like...
Oh,
what am I trying to say? Like a whatever.
And like the president gets shot.
Yeah, okay. Never mind.
Anyways, Diego Luna, Andor, Gary Oldman, Slow Horses, Mark Ruffalo, Task, Adam Scott, Severance, Noah Wyle, The Pit. It'll probably be Noah Wyle, but I think it should be Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Or Adam Scott.
I mean, that.
Adam Scott was robbed at the Emmys.
He was.
It's
because The Pit came in, and like Severance is always overlooked, I feel.
know. I mean, Adam Scott acting as those 2 people, like passing the camera back and forth, like...
I know. That was crazy. Remember when we watched that together?
Yeah.
Severance, I feel like, was overlooked like the first season by Succession. Like it got kind of ignored, and then now it's The Pit.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate. Best performance by an actress in a TV series, musical, or comedy: Kristen Bell, Nobody Wants This; Io Edebiri, The Bear; Selena Gomez, Only Murders in the Building. How did we get here? I'm not even trying, like, honestly.
Nope.
That's crazy. Her acting is like actually really wooden. And I don't get mad because I'm just like, whatever, it's her character. For her to be nominated is kind of crazy.
Remember when she was nominated for an Oscar?
Was she?
Or maybe
was she actually whatever, but she did win an acting award for that movie. And after we saw it, I was like, huh?
¿Qué estás
What was that
haciendo?
movie? What was that movie called? Oh my god, why can't I think of it?
It's a name.
Amelia Perez.
Yeah.
Anyway, Natasha Lyonne, Poker Face; Jenna Ortega, Wednesday; Jean Smart, Hacks. I'm
It'll
glad
be
Natasha
Jean
Lyonne.
Smart.
Yeah, probably. I'm glad like Poker Face does get a little bit of recognition.
Yeah. I mean, this season wasn't as good as the first season, but best performance by an actor in a television series, musical, or comedy: Adam Brody, Nobody Wants This; Steve Martin, Only Murders in the Building; Glenn Powell, Chad Powers, what? Seth Rogen, The Studio; Martin Short, Only Murders in the Building; and Jeremy Allen White, The Bear. I hate all of these options.
It'll probably be Seth Rogen.
Yeah. I mean, not that I hate Steve Martin, I just don't think he
What is Chad Powers?
It just came out. It's like about like him as like a football player or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I think like all in all, like we won't go through all of the lists, even though we did go through most of them.
Yeah.
But we stopped at supporting actor. You need to know, like, a lot of people from White Lotus are nominated, but it'll probably go to the people from The Pit.
Yeah.
What were some snubs? What were some surprises?
I don't know. What's crazy is whenever these come out, I can't remember anything I've watched all year.
I know.
I can't believe The Bear got nominated for as much as it did.
Yeah, I'm surprised The Bears still got nominations.
Yeah.
I think because they're just like, what other comedies are out? And it's not a comedy, but what other...
I'm trying to think of movies that got snubbed. What have we seen?
I don't think anything has gotten snubbed. Like, I think everything was... Like, Sinners I was happy about. I feel like some people were mad that more people from Sinners weren't nominated. And I'm here to say, I think it's... I'm not necessarily mad about it. No one in there other than Michael B. Jordan was necessarily like award worthy. I loved the movie, but I wasn't like feeling like anyone.
I was surprised that The Girlfriend got nominated for whatever it was. Like, that was just a fine show.
I was shocked too, only based on how you
like
reviewed it. Yeah,
as like a like kind of trash thriller show.
That's what I was thinking.
So that was surprising.
Like, it'd be like if Sirens got nominated. You know, like I don't know. I felt like, again, with Weapons, I think what they're trying to do right now, and Sinners deserves it, so I'm not including Sinners in this, but, like, I think they're really trying to be like, horror, we're recognizing it.
Yeah.
And Amy, what's her name, Madigan? From Weapons, she was good in it. I wouldn't have been like, she deserves a Golden Globe nomination, though. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That felt weird to me. I would love to see some of these movies if they played near us, but...
Yeah.
I wonder if Knives Out was a snub. We haven't seen it yet, but...
Oh, yeah, that's true. Would it count?
I guess
it was Marty Supreme.
Yeah, I think it's... Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard Josh O'Connor's really good in that movie. So,
Okay.
I don't know. But I think overall it's fine. I look forward to seeing more of the movies that are nominated.
Yeah.
I think like it obviously Golden Globes always gives like a good indication of what's going to be nominated at the Oscars, and I think we'll definitely see. I think One Battle After Another will probably sweep.
Yeah,
if
it
I had to
definitely
guess.
will. Yeah. Or I think Hamnet's going to do pretty well too.
I think Jessie Buckley would be like from what I think she would win. I don't think Paul Mescal.
And I haven't seen it yet, but I'm curious if it's just because of the subject matter where it's just like, oh, grief. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's beautiful. I think
Yeah.
Paul Mescal, I like him a lot. I think he's maybe slightly overrated, just a little bit.
Yeah, I think Gladiator I was not like that vibing with.
No. I've heard he's really good in After Sun. I've actually never seen that.
But
But
yeah. He seems like a nice guy, though. I like him as a person.
I enjoy his personality.
Yeah. But as you know, we love award season. Again,
It's our favorite season.
It's our favorite season. This podcast started with an
stressful
awards.
for Alexa, though.
Wait, because of the... As you know, I can't pronounce anything ever.
I may have.
Awful.
I butchered some things in there, too.
That one was tough for me. That was...
I think it was the surprise of it. Was
I did not
what
like...
came out of your mouth was not...
It didn't, like, correlate to my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, as always, thank you guys for joining us. Please write...
Please like, rate,
review, subscribe. Share this podcast with your friends. Share it with the elves that live in the North Pole. We know they're working really hard, and we appreciate everything they're doing for us this season.
They can listen to it while they work.
Yeah, but most importantly, also share it with real people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not elves.
Yeah, but we'll see you next time. Bye.